Hello everybody, I hope you're ready to do some stamping. My name is Julie Brown. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and welcome. If you're new to my site, I just want to give you a few tips. One, if you have any questions, you can type those into the comments. You can also let me know you're here by typing that in the comments. If you're watching this on YouTube, it is a replay, but you can still ask questions and I will see them and answer them when they come up on my phone. So don't think that just because you're watching the replay that you cannot ask questions. The other good thing about YouTube is that is where all of the cards that I'm doing tonight, in the comments on my YouTube, there will be links to download the PDFs for the cards that I'm doing tonight. So yay! All right, let's take care of some housekeeping and then we'll get started. So first thing, for those of you that are still placing orders for April, there's the April hostess code. You can order through me if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator at juliebrown.stampinup.net. It gives you my email information. I have a Pinterest, Facebook, and Instagram page. It's called Julie's Creative Stamping. My YouTube channel is a little bit different. You have to put juliebrown.julie's Creative Stamping. And then, of course, I have my blog or my website that I am still in the process of building, but I am slowly but surely getting all the step-by-step instructions of my cards on there as well. So it's a process, guys. It's a process. It's a process to get all of this stuff up on Facebook and Instagram and Pinterest and all of these things. And as most of you know, I've been kind of down and out. My husband had open heart surgery recently, and so I was kind of out of pocket for about a month and a half, and so I'm just now getting back. But anyway, welcome, and let's get started. Let's talk about the cards that I'm going to be doing. Hey, Brenda, that I'm going to be doing tonight. So unfortunately, I am using a suite that up until a few days ago was available, but it is now not available. It has sold out because this is from the mini catalog. It was on page 51 called Rain or Shine. I'm still going to show you everything in it because the stuff on the top is all carrying over to the new annual catalog, but they won't be bundled in a suite. So part of the suite was this really fun rainbow embossing folder, which we're going to be using tonight. And then this is the bundle, and it's this right here, Playing in the Rain bundle. And right now you can get it at 10% off because when they sell it as a bundle, it's 10% off. May 1st, once it goes into the new catalog, you can still buy them, but you have to buy them separately. Oh, Brenda, I'm so glad this is one of your favorites. Mine too. I just haven't had a chance to play with it. The other thing that was part of this suite that's still available is these really fun loose daisy embellishments, and they're kind of different. They're kind of almost a plastic feeling to them, but they're a lot of fun. These will also be in the new catalog. Again, it just won't be in there as a suite. So unfortunately, the only thing that isn't carrying over, oh, sorry, is the designer series paper. And I'm so sad because it's super cute, but I'm not going to spend time going over all of this paper with you since it's no longer available. If some of you were in love with this paper and you didn't get it, let me know because I may have one pack left that I haven't used. I'm going to be using one piece out of this pack. But anyway, just reach out to me if this is something that you were interested in and you weren't able to get it, because I know I do have one full pack still left. So let's get started. So the first one, I'm going to do my normal simple stamping, casual. And, oh, I don't have this straight. It was hard for me to see if it was straight or not. Just to kind of show you guys that, you know, if you don't have the dies, if you don't have the paper, you can still make some really fun things with this. So I'm just going to kind of start out with a piece of basic white, and we're going to bring in our little turtle. And we're going to design our own paper. Now this one I'm doing a little bit different. Usually I just go stamp, 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 but I'll show you why I'm doing this one a little bit different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with one turtle kind of right here in the middle. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in this flower stamp. And I'm going to go ahead and put some flowers here on this side. And then we're going to put some flowers over here. Now, I'm going to go step by step. Usually I like put all my turtles and then I do the flowers. The reason I'm not doing that is because this flower stamp is just a little bit bigger than what I normally use for my small flowers. But I am going to be masking it off. And that's why I kind of have to go step by step. One thing also to get into the habit of doing is stamping off on your paper before you clean it, and then that just helps it to clean easier. So I'm going to go ahead and put another turtle up here. Oh, maybe. Okay. And then I'm actually going to have another turtle over here, but I want to put in these flowers, but I only want to get these like little ones over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in our masking paper. If you guys haven't seen this, it's called Stampin' Up! Masking paper. I also use Post-it notes for this, but this is just, it comes in this pack. And I like it because it's a little, like it's, with the Post-it notes, as you all know, if you're using Post-it notes, they're only sticky like up here. This is sticky for the whole thing, and that's why I like this. So let me just get this. Maybe it always works better, you know, when you're not on camera. Okay, so we're going to peel it off, and this is the sticky side over here. And so I'm going to actually tear this in half because I want to be able to mask off all of the flowers on this side. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my black Memento ink, and I am just going to ink up those flowers right there. Then I'm going to pull off. This is the most important part. Believe it or not, I have done this before where I have done this and then I've turned it over and stamped with this on it. And of course, then it gets that black ink everywhere. So make sure you take the masking off. And then I'm just going to come in and I'm going to put a flower right there. And then I'm going to do it again. I'm going to bring in that masking paper because it stays sticky, which is really cool. That's why I kind of like this a little bit, actually a lot better than the Post-it notes because it is stickier. And it stays sticky for several times. Whoops. Okay, so then I'm going to come in and I'm going to put another flower up here. Now I'm going to come in with this turtle. And this turtle is going to go here. Now this is designing my own background, right? And the reason that I wanted to show you guys this, especially for this set, is because the paper went away. Like we can't get that really cool paper that had all of these turtles and stuff on it. So I just wanted to show you guys how to make your own. Okay, so we're going to bring that guy in there. And then I think I want to try to get, hey, Shanine. So we're designing our own paper, and I'm using the masking paper to mask off so I can get just part of this stamp inked up. Oops. I don't know if this will fit over here. Let me see. I think it will. Yay! So that fit there. And then I know I'm gonna, now this time I want the other side. I want these flowers over here. So I'm gonna clean this off. And like I told you before, if you stamp off a couple of times first, then you don't get your chamois such a mess. And I know I haven't really showed you guys that because when I'm, you know, the thing is that when I'm doing a video, I do things a little bit differently than when I'm just stamping. So now I'm going to cover up those little flowers, and we are going to ink up this side, pull that masking paper off. And then I did this before. I thought I was on the other side. Okay, so then I got those there. And then I'm going to bring in my turtle. Now I am going to color one turtle for you. But by the magic of TV, I already have one of these that is actually colored to save time. But I did want to show you that really cool. Again, it's the Stampin' Up! Masking paper. It works way better than Post-it notes because the whole thing is sticky. And I could actually stick this to my desk over here, or even like cut off this black section and still have this that's sticky that I could use again later. So just so you know. So let's get him stamped off. And then I'm just going to color this center one because I just kind of wanted to show you what I did. Now, again, when I did this, part of the reason I did it was because we have our in colors that are going out, which is two of my favorite greens, Evening Evergreen and Soft Succulent. And I used them on this. And with the intention to let you guys know that if you wanted these colors to get them now, Evening Evergreen is still available. Soft Succulent has sold out. So that's what happens when it gets close to the end. All right. So I am going to... Oh, yeah, Shanine, you can see the wisdom of stamping off the ink before you clean it. Yeah. So I'm just going to show you again. And for this one, I'm not doing a lot of blending. So you could actually, this one you could have actually used the markers because I didn't blend. I really didn't blend on this one because I just kind of used the natural lines that was in the design to give it like some texture and some difference. But now one thing, I think Mint Macaron is still available, and that one would work just where I'm using the Soft Succulent. That one would work really well. So we're going to color in here. And like I said, you could do the Mint Macaron here, and it would look just as good. And those are going out too, and they are still available. So if you know, but like I said, these are my two favorite greens right here. And I'm so sad. And so I was using the light Evening Evergreen and the dark Soft Succulent for this. And so then I just wanted to color in his little legs. And like I said, usually I'm doing a lot more blending, but because it already has these natural patterned lines, I just decided to let that kind of be the shading on this one. But you could, just so I can show you, I could have come in and just like touched these little areas right here with the Evening Evergreen, and then coming in with this blend. I guess I should get you guys a little bit closer so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. And then when you blend that, again, it just makes those areas stick out a little bit more. So again, just around the eyes. So a lot of people have done these turtles in really bright colors, like they've done the Evening Evergreen or Old Olive for the shell, and then they've done like Daffodil Delight for these areas here and for the turtle himself. But you guys know me, these are kind of my colors, so I just kind of wanted to keep this more earth tones. I'm doing an earth tone one. So the other color that I used was Crumb Cake. This one is not going out, so no panic here. And that's what I did his body with, is Crumb Cake. And I'm going to show you the finished one. I'm not going to color all of these, so you guys don't have to say, oh, I'm not watching this one because she's going to color every one of those turtles and flowers. No, I'm not. All right, and so we just colored him, and then I brought in Daffodil Delight to do the flower that he's holding. But then I brought in some other colors, and I'll show you that in just a second when I bring in the finished one. And then I went back in with the Evening Evergreen for the center of the flower. So that's kind of how I colored the turtle. And so voila, it's all done. Woohoo! Okay, and so I used for this is Fresh Freesia. This is the new one of the new colors coming out called Berry Burst. And that's what I used here. And then of course Daffodil Delight. So isn't this a fun like background for a card? So again, I know this paper went out and it went out pretty fast, but again, look, if you just use your stamps, guys, you can make a really fun background. So now let's put this card together. So I'm going to bring in my evening evergreen. It's leaving, and I do believe, so it's kind of funny because I think the evening evergreen cardstock is gone, but the soft succulent is still available. Crazy. And then I brought in crumb cake as a mat. So we're going to put this on here. Now, I normally do not bring any ribbons when I'm doing my simple stamping card. But this one, I just wanted to bring in a ribbon. Now, where I'm putting the ribbon, because the ribbon is like a burlap or a crumb cake color, if you don't have a ribbon, you could just put a strip of the crumb cake across here where I'm putting the ribbon. Because do you see how, do you see? It would work. If that was just a piece of crumb cake, it would absolutely work. But you know, I was feeling very ribbonish. And you can see I was stamping on both sides, just playing with this, trying to figure out the best way to add these flowers. And so we're going to bring this in about right here. And we're going to fold it. And fold it. Now I always trim, and again, just ignore all of this on the back, because again, I was playing. This is what I do, is I just start stamping and playing and seeing what I like. And then we're going to bring this in, and we're going to add a little bit more adhesive. But that's how I do my designs, guys. I just get out some, and I stamp on both sides, and I'm like, which side do I like? Which one did I think worked better? What was the best method? So, you know, but it's good for you guys to see that, because I think it's important that you know that just because you're stamping on one side and you don't like it, turn it over and stamp on the other side. And then I went ahead and I stamped Oh Happy Day in black memento ink on just a piece of scrap white. And what I'm going to do is, and I fussy cut it out. And as you can see, there's more stamping on the back of this one. And then I'm going to set it on this, and then I'm going to fussy cut again. So this is kind of, if you don't have dies, this is a fun way to give your sentiments a really fun look, is to fussy cut the sentiment out first and then mat it with a color and then fussy cut that as well. And then it looks like you did have a die to cut it all out, right? Alrighty. And then we're going to take some mini dimensionals and we're going to pop that up. So let me bring those in with my Take Your Pick tool. Favorite tool ever. You guys know that. Those of you that watch me know this is kind of like my right hand. I really feel like it's an extension of my right hand at this point. Now, the reason that I'm only putting 3 here is because this kind of sets, you'll see this kind of sets on like where the ribbon is. And this ribbon is actually thin enough. You could go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and do that just to show you, because I normally don't like to put dimensionals where it's going to touch the ribbon, because some of the ribbon's a little bit thicker and it makes it cattywampus. It makes it so it's not balanced. And so I'm going to just take this off. And then we're going to bring this in. And we're going to put Oh Happy Day. And it did cover up some of my flowers, sadness, but super cute. And then I wanted to bring in another stamp set for this sentiment, because this particular stamp set only has 2 sentiments, and you guys know how crazy I am about sentiments. It has either "Oh Happy Day" or "Rainy Days Are Better With You." So I didn't really think those two kind of went together on a card. They could, but I didn't think so. So I decided to bring in the Charming Sentiments because I needed a birthday card. And so I'm going to use this "Wishing You the Happiest of Birthdays." So we're going to bring this one in. And again, you guys need to get into the habit of mixing and matching your stamps. I mean, don't just like get a stamp set and only use that. I mean, bring it. You guys are going to see tonight, I'm bringing in some other dies. I'm bringing in other sentiments, because besides, you know, just these sweets are wonderful. And yes, you can do a lot with the sweet, but I also wanted to teach you how to incorporate the stuff you have in with your new stuff and make it all work together and have fun. So this is Charming Sentiments. I've had it for a while. I believe it's still going to be available, but I really like this set because it has a lot of fun sentiments on it. And then we're going to mount this onto a crumb cake piece. I did not stamp on the back of this one, as you can see. But again, guys, like you saw on that one, you know, just because you stamped on one side doesn't mean it's a waste. You can turn it over and stamp on the other side. And no one will ever know unless you're doing a video and they see it, right? All right. Now we're going to bring this in. Oh, hey, Susie. Oh, this was your favorite sweet too. It is such a cute sweet. Yes, I love it. And like I said, I know I am behind everybody else playing with this sweet, but my life's been a little crazy. So what do you guys think? Isn't that fun, designing your own like designer series paper? And how fun is that? And that turtle is so super cute. So, "Oh Happy Day," and then "Wishing You the Happiest of Birthdays" with the little turtle down here. And I just colored this in with blends, but like I said, because I really didn't do a lot of blending, you could just as easily have colored this in with the markers. Either way, it would have looked great. So if you don't have all the blends yet, or you don't want the blends, but you have the markers, you can still do this. All right, card 1 done. So I hope you guys liked that one. Okay, so for the next one, I am using the designer series paper. And like I said, it's already gone. It's no longer available. But like I said earlier, if any of you were in love with the paper and didn't get it, it's going to be, you know, the first person who contacts me, I do have 1 pack of that paper available. Again, because I was gone and I didn't get to use as much as I wanted to. Okay, so for this one, I have to use 1 sheet out of this pack because I realized, so I love this paper and the fact that you can cut all of these out. But this is kind of what I was talking about. You could actually create this paper with the stamps, because we have this stamp, we have this stamp, and we have the turtle stamp. We also have the raindrops, we have the water, and our flowers are a little bit bigger than this, but you could definitely create this whole scene all over. So if you guys did run out of the paper, but you have the stamp set, you can recreate it, right? Okay, but it was so funny because when I designed this one, I wanted to use the balmy blue and I wasn't even looking, but I need this rabbit right here. He's the only balmy blue rabbit. So I'm going to cut this and we're going to cut him out with the die, with a different die. So let me see if I can. And I know you guys are going to be so sad because I'm cutting through turtles. No one look, no one look. Ah! I cut the turtles. I know, I was doing that when Callie was here and she's like, "Grandma, you're cutting the turtles and they're so cute." I'm like, I know. Okay, for this one, I'm actually going to bring in my big Stampin' Cut machine just because this paper is a little bit wider. So what I wanted to do with this one is, instead of just cutting him out with the dies that come with this set, I wanted to use, if I can find them, they were just sitting here. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you guys, I need to not even get stuff together because I always end up losing it. Oh, there they are. So I'm going to use the Something Fancy dies, and I'm going to use this big tag in here. So I'm using the biggest tag, and because I want to make him into a tag. So I'm going to kind of turn this way just a bit so I can be straight with what I'm doing, and hopefully you guys can still see. So I'm going to try to get his ears kind of like positioned correctly and get him on here as straight as I can. And let me use my Post-it washi tape. All right, so I think that's pretty straight. So we're gonna cut that out. And to be honest with you, like this paper at this point, I will probably just use the dies and cut all the rest of the stuff out on this particular page, since I kind of took him out of the center of it. But again, the dies will cut this out and that bunny out, but I guess I kind of messed up the turtles, so no turtles from this particular sheet. All right, so I'm going to move that out of the way. But see how cute that is with that. These are the Something Fancy dies. And I think I had that number. Yeah, there we go. I just used the Something Fancy dies. Super cute dies. Look at everything in this die set. I mean, there's lots of labels, lots of potential with this die set. Alrighty. So then the next thing that I want to do is we're going to emboss, because one of the things that was part of the suite that again is carrying over is this Raindrops embossing folder. Now this is not a 3D embossing folder. It's a regular embossing folder. And so I know everybody gets confused as to when do I use the plates, when do I not use the plates. When it's a 3D embossing folder, you're going to use your gray plate and then sandwich your embossing folder and paper between that and this base. When it's a regular embossing folder, we're going to use the two clear plates. Mine aren't so clear anymore because I use them so much. And we're going to sandwich it between them on top of the base plate. Okay, so this is my Raindrop embossing folder. We're going to stick that in there, stick this on there, and run her through. Alrighty. Let me get that out of there. And I think I don't need any more of I don't need this for any more of what we're doing right now. But I'll bring that back in and show you. Hopefully you guys can see. Can you see how it embossed? Isn't that cool? I really do like embossing folders, but I don't always use them a lot. Okay, so now we're going to start building this page. You know, and I consider this my casual card, because casual is more about using the designer series paper, a little bit of the stamping and stuff. And I do kind of consider these cards like quicker to do, because we're not doing as much stamping. So I wanted to put a mat down of the Balmy Blue. And so we're going to bring this in. And I'm sure most of you have played with this set a ton. But I just wanted to, like I said, I just kind of want to show you, one, I'm trying to teach everybody that's new to stamping the difference between simple stamping, which all you basically need is the stamps, the ink, and cardstock, and then you move up to casual stamping, and that's when you're going to bring in, you know, it's going to be a little bit more because you're going to be bringing in dies, you're going to be bringing in designer series paper, and so it does end up, you need a few more tools. But we love tools, right? I love my tools. Anything that makes my life easier that I can call an easy button, which my die cut machine and my dies are definitely easy buttons. I know lately you guys have seen me fussy cutting a lot, which I don't usually do because I really do not like to cut. But I got that not on there straight. One of the tricks to this Stampin' Seal Plus, because it is super sticky, is just don't push it down really hard until you get it where you want. So we're going to put that like so. Then we're going to bring in another balmy blue mat, and we're going to stick it up in this corner. So I'm just using Stampin' Seal Plus. That's the one I like the best. And it's really about a 1/16 of an inch from the left edge and the top edge. Then we're going to bring in this piece that we just embossed. And I know you guys can't see the embossing until I get it close to you, but if you're just coming on, I'll let you see it one more time. But I embossed this with that raindrop embossing folder. How fun. And this is going to go on like so. All right, and then what I'm going to do with this little guy is I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Dimensionals, the big ones, and we are going to pop this up. Whoops. I got the paper, but not the dimensional that time. Oh, goodness. These dimensionals are not wanting to play tonight. And I know all of you know this, but, you know, when you get to this point, and I just showed you a card last week where I definitely use these outside edges, but I need to get one more piece right here. And so we don't throw this away. We just cut and use these edges, right? All right, so then I'm just going to take all of these papers off from the ones that the papers are still on there. And then I wanted to bring him in and put him at an angle, like so. All right, and then we're going to bring in this little strip of basic white, and we're going to bring in that Rainy Days Are Better With You. I'm sure everybody has that person that rainy days are better with them. I'm going to ink that up now, and you guys know I use my graph paper to try to get this paper straight before I stamp. All right, let's go straight down, straight up. Yay! It's always so exciting when I stamp straight when I'm online or live with you guys. Oopsie, stamp off, clean it. I used to do that way back when, but I got out of the habit since I do these lives because I'm trying to go fast. But it really does keep your chamois cleaner. It helps you not to get ink on your hands. Yeah, all that good stuff. And then we're just going to mat this onto a piece of basic black. I don't think I got that kind of straight. All right. And then you could pop this up if you want to. I didn't feel like I needed to because I already have my dimension here, and I'm fixing to add a ribbon. And so this is going to kind of that same width that I did there. I'm going to do down here. So I think it's like a 1/16 of an inch if you're a measurer. Oh, I did put my raindrops on upside down. Shh, Susie, you're not supposed to point that out. Oh, I sure did. I put all of it on upside down. How funny. So, oh well. It is directional, so yes, that should be turned around, that should be turned around. But you know what? It's funny. I always do this with raindrops. I don't know why, but I feel like this is the direction they should go. So I really have a hard time with directional raindrops and getting them right. It still looks super cute though. All right. So now we're going to tie a ribbon. And this is that balmy blue and white oh, that's wrong scissors. Variegated ribbon. I really love this ribbon, and I thought it was going to get discontinued, but it's not. Susie, nobody will notice, but you did it yourself, so that's why you noticed. Yeah. I'm telling you. And I was trying to be so careful not to do that this time. But I do that with raindrops all the time. I don't know why. I guess I see them differently than everybody else because I see them dropping with the smaller part first. But I have struggled with raindrops every time I'm stamping them, every time. And I don't know why that's just how I envision raindrops. I guess we all see them differently, right? But I do try to be careful because I know that's not how they fall out of the sky. It's just in my brain, that's how they fall out of the sky. All right, so then I'm going to bring in some mini glue dots. And I'm going to put like 2 up here on the top of this little label. And then we're just going to stick this on there. And I don't want the legs coming down on this bow. I want them sticking like out that way. And that's one of the reasons I put 2 mini glue dots, so to hold that in place. And then I'm going to trim that one. And trim this one. And usually if you kind of push this down, let me show you a little trick here. So when it's up like that, I usually go in, see how you can go in with your, take your pick tool and you can just kind of push up and then it lays down. Okay, so for the inside, I wanted to match this guy. And so let me show you what I did to do that. So we're inking up the bunny because it's the exact same bunny. And I'm just going to stamp him in this bottom corner. And again, I wanted to match him to the one on the front. And so, and I don't know if these are available, but this is definitely Mango Melody. And these are one of the colors going out, of course. And so I just kind of came in with the Mango Melody, and I just kind of copied like his foot right here. All right, and I think I actually want to use the lighter one for his face. We'll see. Now, and then his hands. And then I literally just copied like how he was on this one. And I didn't quite get this, like where the circular, because theirs is kind of shaded and ombre. And so I didn't get that down really good. But I just kind of wanted it to match. So let's do this more of a circle here. And then we're just going to do the ears. But that is one of the cool things about Stampin' Up! Products is we've got so many things with the color coordination that when we have something like this where we've cut something out of designer series paper, we can still pretty much make it match to what they've done. So we're going to do his little nose. And then I'm going to come in with Balmy Blue and just kind of fill in, because there's kind of like a line here and a little bit here, and then it's kind of showing down here. Okay, so that's what I did to match that with the one on the front. So it's really cool when we can do that, right? So it looks pretty close, right? And I wasn't being that careful. Okay, so for this one, I am bringing in another stamp set. It's one that's coming out in the new catalog. Again, if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you're interested in the new catalog, reach out to me and I'll get one mailed to you. But I wanted to put this Rainy Days Are Better With You, and then So Happy That You Are My Person. I thought that went together super cute. So if I can find it. So Happy, I think it's this one. Yep. So don't you think those two go together well? I think they do. All right. So super fun, super cute. All righty. So we're just going to stamp that up towards the top. Oh, see, I didn't stamp off first because I'm trying to go fast. I need to just slow down and do that. All right. So then we're going to put this together with this. And again, just understand I'm not using an overabundance of embellishments, but you can add embellishments as you desire. Again, if you don't have this stamp set, but you have one of these whimsical stamp sets at home, you can use this same layout and use cards and dies and stamps that you have at home to do this. All right, so then that's just going to go on the inside. And my upside down raindrop card is done. What do you guys think? Super quick, super cute, right? Would have been nice if it was all the right direction, but hey. And then I love that I was able to recreate the little guy on the front, on the back. So, super cute card. Okay. So the next one is, we need to do some die cutting, but I wanted to show you something that I did with this designer series paper, which I know most of you don't have. But what happened was, as I was cutting this out in 5 1/4 by 4, oh good, I'm glad you guys like it. As I was cutting this out in 5 1/4 by 4, I ended up with this piece that didn't have those clouds on it. Let me show you the paper. See, here's the paper, and it has these, and these are like embossed. Can you guys see? It's kind of shiny. I don't know if the lights let you see that. But so these are kind of embossed on here. And so as you can see, as you're cutting this out, you're going to get clouds here, but then you have this section here, no clouds, right? And so I'm like, but I want the clouds. It was a pretty simple fix because, again, this stamp set's part of what's in here. So I just put my embossing buddy on here, and I stamped the clouds with the stamp set that's in the set, which is right here, these 3 clouds. And then I just embossed them, and voila, I now have a piece with clouds in it. Ho, 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 ho. See, they think that they're going to give me something that doesn't happen, but I just want you guys to keep that in mind. Anytime that you have something like this that has some scenes and you end up cutting it and you cut out part of what you want, you can always use embossing to put it back in there. So just a little tip. Okay, so what I did this ahead of time. So I stamped and colored these little guys, And so I used Old Olive and Cajun Craze and Mango Melody and Smoky Slate to color these. And now we're going to cut them out because I'm also going to be cutting out a couple of fences. So let me find that die set. Because I mean, look at all the dies in this set, guys. Super cute. You get a fence, you get bow ties, you get kites, you get clouds, you get all of the characters. You get a tree stump, you get little like grass. I mean, super cool. And again, guys, I mean, literally this week is the last week you can get this as a bundle. It'll be in the new catalog, but you're not going to get that 10% off. So if this is a die set or a set you were thinking about getting, now's the time to get it. Don't wait. I'm all about saving the money if you can. All right, so let's bring this in and see how many of these I can cut at the same time. All right, so it cuts the little umbrella. So give me a hot second while I get all of this lined up. Oh, I guess I need to put that the right direction. Oh, I don't know if I can go out anymore for you guys. Oh, that was the wrong direction. Let me see. Oh yeah, there we go. Then you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. So I'm just lining up all of these pieces. And I do like to kind of use some tape and tape them in place because I always feel like, especially when I'm doing it like for you guys, I always go too fast. And so I'm not paying attention to, did it move when I put the top plate on it? Because it can do that when you put that top plate on. Now, I'm not going to get this little piece here when I cut out the rabbit. It's just the rabbit. But that's, you can see that's all I colored, so that's all I really cared about in this particular case. And then I'm going to bring in the gate or the fence, and we're going to run this through, and then I'm going to try to get another fence out of this. What should have been kite dies, die cuts, not, did I say kit? You guys understood what I meant, right? Uh-oh, did I not put the base on here? Feels like that was not, oh, I know what I did. I know what I forgot. Whoops, there went the, I took off my number 2, which you would need to have for die cuts. All right. So let's put that back on there. Let me make sure everything's pretty much where it's supposed to be. I'm not sure I'll be able to get another gate out of this, but we'll see. Or fence. Oh, you meant to say, oh, I see, okay. I get what you're saying, Susie. I'm sorry, I don't get to see all of the, oh, so yeah, so no, I didn't say this. There was a paper pumpkin that came out that this set actually coordinated with. So if you did get that paper pumpkin a couple months ago, the kite dies match the stamp that's in that paper that came out in that paper pumpkin. So thank you for reminding me of that, Susie. So yeah, no, I hadn't read your thing and I'm like, did I say kit and not kite? That's what happens when I don't read all the comments. It is a little difficult to be trying to do this and look up and make sure I'm not missing comments as we go. All right, so I'm going to sit all these little pieces over here, get these off of here. And again, guys, I love my die cut machine. It makes like this type of stuff where you might want to cut something out like this, you talk about an easy button, right? These dies just make it so easy to cut these really cute images out and make super cute kits. Now I'm saying kits, Susie. Cards. Oh my gosh. Now I've got the word kit stuck in my head. Here we go. Oh yeah, you don't know how I managed to read any of them. My attention span will not allow for that. Yeah, it takes practice to do that. I don't think I was very good when I first started doing videos at catching all the comments and reading them, but I've gotten better. Okie dokie. Oh, got little parts and pieces. Okay. All right. So then what I want to do is I want to go ahead and put my, my fence on here. Now, just a note, for those of you that like everything centered, you can use even this graph paper and get it centered, or you can use a centering ruler. I was counting to see if I got it centered. And then if you want to, you can make sure that they meet in the middle. Or you can just start on one side and go across. Totally up to you and what you can handle. I know some of you can't handle it not being centered, and so you'll want to center it. You guys know me, it's not that big a deal for me, but I will try to be good and center it for all of those of you that it would really bother you if it wasn't centered. So we're going to try to do that. But again, I'm not being exact in any way, shape, or form, but I am trying to line that up kind of in the center. So then I can bring in the other one. Now this would have been a good die to use our adhesive strips on the back of, instead of having to, you know, put little dots of glue. Again, sometimes I'm good at thinking ahead, and other times I'm just like, oh, just do it. It's okay. It'll be fine. But sometimes it would, I mean, this one definitely would have been a lot more helpful if I had used those adhesive strips on the back. It would have just made this part a little bit easier. Okay. So there, I have hopefully centered it for all of you guys that need things to be centered. And let's cut those ends off. And then we've got this. And now we're ready to take this piece and put on our card base, which our card base is Mango Melody. Again, I know that this paper is still available if this is a color that you're just in love with. Oh, thank you, Susie. That's really sweet that you think I'm good at this, because yeah, sometimes I think I'm a hot mess when I'm doing this, but I appreciate that comment very much. All right, so now I don't know what I did with my Stampin' Sale Plus. See, what happens is I think I'm on a roll and then I lose everything. Where did I put it? Oh, I knocked it off my table. It was on the floor. All right, so let's get this put on the front, and then we're going to kind of build up our scene. Again, you want to put those you want the fence on first so that you can cut the part that hangs over off. Alrighty. So then I went ahead and I used some early espresso cardstock. Look at this tree stump. Isn't it super cute? Oh my gosh. I know. This set, I mean, this is just a super cute set. There's just no way around it. It's It's absolutely adorable. So I'm going to bring in some mini dimensionals. This was one of my favorites when I first saw it, but again, I didn't get to play with it until just now. So sorry to be so late to the party, because I know most of you have already probably ordered this and played with it a ton. So we're going to put this stump over here to the left, and then I'm going to bring in this little rabbit, and I'm going to bring in the closed umbrella. Oh shoot, I wanted to stamp on this. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Let's see if I can get, okay, raindrops with the fat part down. I don't know why I always want to do that opposite. I wanted to put some rain in here and I forgot to do that. So I'm going to just use Balmy Blue ink, and I'm just going to come in, and I'm actually going to kind of stamp. See how I kind of stamped off? So I brought it in and stamped full ink and then stamped it off. All right. So that puts the little raindrops in there. And look, I got them right this time. It's only because Susie pointed it out to me, or I'd have been doing the whole night with them upside down. Because, again, that's how I see raindrops. Isn't that weird? Okay, sorry. I transgress. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, and again, this glue, I have just put it into one of these, and you can get these on Amazon, but you have to buy them in like things of 10. So this would be something to get together with a bunch of your friends and say, let's order a pack, and then we each have one of these, because then I just dump this into this. It just gives me a finer tip, and that's why I like this. So I'm just going to put a little dot right there on his hand. And I'm going to put the umbrella in his hand. And then I'm going to flip him over. And we are going to bring in some regular dimensionals. So yeah, Susie, you pulled this one out a lot. I know, it's so cute. I am like sad that I haven't been able to, like, I would have made so many cards with this one. I'm still going to have to, because I've got so much paper and stuff left. So I'm going to have to get busy. All right. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut some little pieces here, like to go on the ears. And this is one that you guys like, you know, and you guys know me. Sometimes I use a lot of dimensionals, sometimes I don't. It really just depends on what I'm doing. And this is one that I just really felt needed quite a few dimensionals. If I can actually grab the dimensional. To make this rabbit stand the way that I wanted him to stand. Oh, wait. I do this every time. This is the foot I don't want a dimensional on. But I do want a dimensional on, but I think I only need like even a half of a half. But I do want a dimensional on this umbrella. And then I'm just going to put some liquid glue right here on this foot, because it's going to be on this tree stump. Come on. And again, don't forget, if you want the PDFs for this, they'll be, it takes me a while to get it uploaded, but I will have this uploaded to my YouTube channel, which is juliebrown.julie's Creative Stamping. And I will have it uploaded to that later tonight, and you can go on in the links to download the PDFs for step-by-step instructions on these. Then what I wanted to do is I wanted to put one of these little embellishments in his hand, and I wanted one of the yellow ones. And these are a little hard to deal with. So I'm just going to stick that in this hand to make it look like he picked a flower and he's holding it. And then we're going to come in with our fox, and same thing. I'm popping everything up tonight. The whole thing's going to be popped up. And you can see I'm putting quite a few dimensionals. I was on a crafting thing with Kylie Bertucci and Lisa Curcio, and Lisa and Bruno use a lot of dimensionals. And Lisa made this comment, and I think she's right. She said, you know what? You spend a lot of time designing these cards, and you want it to stay the way that it is when you create it. And so when you're mailing it, yes, sometimes you have to pay a little bit extra postage when you make it really thick, but you want it to stay thick. So that's why they use so many dimensionals. Oh, so Shanine, you didn't like this? You weren't that impressed. Okay. Oh, good. I'm glad I helped you decide that this is actually cuter than you thought. Because I think it's super cute. Okay, sorry, I'm looking for a piece of scrap white paper, which can always be problematic in my... You would think I have a ton of it. Okay. All right, so we're going to bring that in, and we're going to bring that Rainy Days Are Better With You. So I don't know if you're happy with me, Shanine, that you now have to have this set or not. I know sometimes I'm the same way. I see a set and I'm not, and then I see someone else do something with it and I'm like, oh man, now I got to have that set. But this one is super cute and so much fun. And like I said, what I really loved about this one is that even though, again, designer series paper may not be available, you can make your own. All right. And so then I think I'm going to put, do I want it on that side, that side? I think I want it on this side. I'm going to be covering, oops, I'm going to be covering those clouds that I took the time to emboss on there, but that's okay. Oh, this has, look at that. This was a piece of scrap that had, it looks like it's got an adhesive strip on the back of it. Oh, it does. Look at me, look out there. All right. So we're going to stick this up here. Rainy days are better with you. Oh, isn't it super cute? Okay, not done quite yet. And then I went ahead and stamped the little fox with the umbrella on the inside. And then for this one, I brought in the Charming Sentiments again because I wanted to put, use the Beyond Grateful for this one. Sorry, I'm trying to find a... You think with as many blocks as I have that I would have enough sitting here that I wouldn't have to move anything off of a block, but I do. I'll tell you what, there's a lot of people that have helped me over the last year that I am beyond grateful for. A lot of you are on with me right now for helping get me through some hard times in my life. So these are the kind of cards that you just, they mean something, right? Even if they don't touch the person you're sending them to, they touch your soul and they touch your heart as you're creating them and thinking about the people that helped you in times of need. All right. Okie dokie. So there we go. And again, you could add embellishments, but Rainy Days Are Better With You. Isn't that super cute? And Beyond Grateful. So let's bring in all the cards. And again, I did consider this one the Avid card because I had to die cut a lot more out on this one. And I used embellishments. I used a lot more stuff with this one. All right. So here was the simple stamping, creating that. and then my upside down raindrops, and then this one. So yay, what a fun set, guys. I am in love with this set. And again, like I said, guys, you can't get the paper anymore. You can still get the bundle until March 1st for the 10% off while supplies last. It will be in the new, this bundle will be in the, well, not the bundle, but the stamp set and the dies will be in the new catalog. The embossing, raindrop embossing folder will be in the new catalog. And these little loose daisy embellishments will be in the new catalog. The only thing from this suite that isn't carrying over, which is so sad, is the paper. So anyway, I know, sadness, right? And don't forget, guys, we still have this going on. Last chance products, which this is part of them. Some of them are marked down 60% off. And that's only through May 1st. So this week would be the last week that you can get on there and check it out and see what's on there and see if there's anything that you just have to have, right? And I do believe some of the bundles, they sometimes do discount some of those bundles even more. So go on, if this is one that you think you, like Shanine, and you think you need to have this one now, go on and see if it's one of the ones on sale. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for being with me tonight. I so appreciate your comments. I appreciate you being here. And yeah, it's just, I really enjoy all of this. Just as a heads up, not this Saturday, but, sorry, I've got to look at my calendar. May 6th, everybody mark your calendar, May 6th. Those of you that are in Farmington, New Mexico, mark your calendar because we are doing an open house at my house. Susie and I are kind of combining together. She is going to be creating some cards with us. We got to pre-order some suites. So there's 4 suites and we're going to have, I have all the new colors. And so you guys can actually come and see the colors, but it's our open house. It's free. You can come make some make and takes and it's always tons of fun. And we start it at 10 in the morning and we go until 3 and you can come anytime in that time frame and just pop in and come and see us. So anyway, if you guys are in this area, it's definitely something to come to. If you've got people that have been thinking that they might like to stamp and might like to do this with you, that's the time to bring them because they get to come, they get to play, and it's all free. And they get to see all the new stuff. Well, not all the new stuff, but the stuff that we could pre-order. So it's going to be tons of fun. That's going to be May 6th here at my house starting at 10 o'clock. So hopefully we will see you guys here. It is nice if you kind of RSVP just so we know how many kits to make for the make and takes. So anyway, guys, thank you for being with me tonight. Have a great rest of your week. And hopefully I will be seeing a bunch of you on May 6th. So everybody have a good night and we'll be talking to you soon. Bye.